Welcome to episode 1272 of the Multifamily Collective. Today, I wanted to talk about just interesting things that I've read as of late, as it relates to podcasting and doing other creative things, be it writing blog posts or creating video content or whatever it might be. And I think it's always interesting when people critique. Let's just use, for example, the length of a podcast. The critique is that the podcast should be 15 to 20 minutes. It should be 10 to 12 other things, be it funny, be it informative, be it this, be it that. And I would just encourage people who are thinking about starting a podcast, don't get discouraged by what your podcast should be. Don't get discouraged by what your content should be. Don't get distracted by the top 10 checklists of things you should think about before doing a podcast or creating any kind of content or creative type material. I think at the end of the day, there are a couple of things that are on the backside of those checklists that I think are equally, if not more important. And that is putting yourself out there, taking risk, generating the courage within to actually act, to step out and do something that you might be critiqued for. Um, and the education that goes along with that. So it's not easy to set up a podcast. It's the tools are there. The tools are easy to set up, but creating the content, it's not easy. But the process that you go through in order to create that content is an education in and of itself. It's an education for you as an individual as much as it is about the mechanics of actually setting things up or creating content. The length of a podcast, who cares? Who cares? it's I get the point that our attention spans are really short, but you think about people like Rich Roll or Tim Ferriss or I can't remember. There's another guy I listen to their podcast, Joe Rogan. Whatever you think about Joe Rogan doesn't matter. We're talking hours per episode sometimes that they produce and put out. And one might argue it's of high quality, if it's entertaining, but the point that I would like to get to is this. Just don't listen to the critics. My experience over a very long bit of time in creating content is that it's not for everyone. And for those who become loyal listeners or loyal viewers or engage with your content, those are the individuals that call it a divine power, crossed your path for a reason, are inspired or motivated, or even put off by your content, which is a form of engagement, by the way. And I would just encourage those out there who might be thinking about starting down the path of creating content to don't be, I encourage you not to be put off by the naysayers or the advice givers or the people that are out there promoting what they think is the right way to do a podcast or the right way to create content. There is no right way. We're all making this up as we go along. Am I ranting today? Yes. I read some things today that I thought, seriously, I don't I don't subscribe to that. I often don't get triggered by it, but today I got triggered by it. And I just would encourage people to not get caught up in what would be, in my mind, misplaced critical advice about your ability to go out there and create content and to learn from the process, which to me is the bigger, more important point. It's the bigger, more important point. If you're an introvert and you're scared to death of getting in front of a camera, pressing record and speaking, then do it for the reason that it will help you become better, more courageous. It'll build your character. When you do that and you put it out into the world, it's scary. But on the other side of that scary is confidence. So go for it. Don't listen to the critics. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.